I started out, my career in New York as a lighting designer. I picked up a magazine, one of the copies of the New York Times, the special style sections. And I started looking through it, and the pictures were amazing. All of a sudden, they were making my brain light up. It was like, wow, that's really cool. That's really beautiful. That's the end of the story I usually tell when people ask how I got started in this. But I'm going to tell you a little more just because, I don't know, maybe it might help someone. The part I usually don't tell people is that my name is Julia Rubin, and I call myself a collage artist. What I really do is more like painting with images cut out of magazines. Painters use paint to create scenes. Photographers set up a scene or find one in real life. I have a scene in my head, or a scene suggested by pictures I see, and then I cut them out and glue them together to create the scene. Sometimes I'll even create the background. I'll find a room in a magazine and cut out a door and cut out one wall and maybe put another door in that wall or an image of the sky. With skies, if I don't have enough sky that I love for the whole picture, I'll take pieces of it and piece it together, or piece sections of other skies, which gets really tricky. And the goal is for you not to be able to see how I did it, but it to look like one piece. I started out, my career in New York as a lighting designer. I love dance and I love lighting, and lighting was magic. But I couldn't make a living that way, so I veered into technical theater, being a stagehand. And I worked my way into the union, and so I was a union stagehand for 25 years. And during that time, having given up design, which was my creative outlet, I started writing. My other fantasy profession was a traveling storyteller, which was really, really not practical. So at one point, a short story turned into a novel, and I kept working on it and working on it, and it just kept not being done. It's hard to write a novel. So finally, I was getting ready to start the third draft. This was in 2018. And instead of picking up the manuscript, I picked up a magazine, one of the copies of the New York Times, the special style sections. And I started looking through it, and the pictures were amazing. All of a sudden, they were making my brain light up. It was like, wow, that's really cool. That's really beautiful. That would make a great collage. That would make a great collage. And I started cutting the pictures out and putting them together. That's the end of the story I usually tell when people ask how I got started in this. But I'm going to tell you a little more just because, I don't know, maybe it might help someone. The part I usually don't tell people is that I suffer from depression. I had been on some medication, had recently changed into it, and it really wasn't working. And I had sunk back into depression, and it was not good. And then between my psychopharmacologist and myself, found a new treatment, a combination of treatments. and it worked. And the depression lifted. And so the part where the pictures were making my brain light up, it seemed like the whole world had kind of gotten a little brighter. And later on, because I was curious about how that could work, I did some reading, and it turns out that for people who are depressed, they actually have a depressed sense of color. So if you're depressed and they do a little brain scan, the parts of your brain that see color don't fire as much. And so when the depression lifts, all of a sudden the colors appear more vibrant. And that's the long story. I'm introducing my fall collection of collages that I'm going to be putting up at Grandpa's. Since it's September, it's a fall theme. I've been really lucky to have been showing at Grandpa's for well over a year. And so each season I've changed the collages out so that people can see other things and I can show other things. All of the pieces are going to be for sale, and they're going to be up until September 27th. And Grandpa's is going to host a closing reception on the evening of the 27th. More details to come. You can check Grandpa's Instagram and mine, and Diana's going to post all of that information. I'm so grateful to Diana, who started the whole process of me showing my collages. She introduced me to her mom and to Angel at Grandpa's, and it's just been really wonderful to have a home where I can just show different works and change it out. And I'm excited to see what other artists come in, and because there will be more following me. So for those who have come by, thank you, and thank you for the feedback you've given me. And for those who haven't come by, you've got a whole month. So hope to hear from you and see you there maybe, because I'm going to go by every once in a while because I got to get my pizza the margarita. That's my favorite.